Thomas Thorpe, besides the fact that I take it as a sign of friendship toward me and toward Mihaela, your constant presence and input into our poetical events along the years, starting with 2007, sort of surprises me. Not only makes me happy and not only honors me, but makes me happy. Can we try an exercise of honesty? And if I ask you, why do you keep coming at our poetry events, and why do you seem to like it and enjoy it so much? Would you actually give me an answer to that?
Well, I like poetry. Poetry has always been, since I was quite a young boy. It all started when I was 9. We moved halfway across England, down to the south coast, from Nottingham, in the heart of England. And my mother didn't like the accent of the boys where we moved to. So my mother sent me to speech lessons, and I joined a choral, a choir, a speech choir, and that really got me going in poetry. And I've always liked poetry since then, and I've tried it a bit, and I think I've written a few decent poems, and to be quite honest, I like showing off.
Thank you for your honesty and for your constant support.
But too, I mean, also in my work, I was a lecturer. I enjoyed standing up and talking and getting ideas across, and I like that with poetry. Not only my own poems, but other people's poems too, and I still do.
Yeah, that was be my next question. I know exactly that you are the founder of one of few literary circles around, especially focusing on poetry, and that you're members of others, and maybe you're the right person to ask the next question. Where is the Australian poetry, let's say a new generation of Australian poetry, today?
There are lots and lots of people in Australia writing poetry. One of the most celebrated and world acknowledged is Les Murray. And he said not long ago that there are many more Australians writing poems than there are Australians reading poems.
Well, we have few people saying exactly the same in my country too.
This is one of the problems. And there are several magazines and journals at different levels, sort of academic poetry, where the poems and the poets are accepted as world standard, and there are other little journals which people enjoy because they've got their poem in them, and I think to a large extent that's the most important, one of the most important things. It's creativity and expressing yourself.
Maybe getting a knowledge. It helps.
Knowledge, yeah.
Otherwise, they wouldn't carry on.
Oh no! I mean, people. I got a little journal today called the Mozzie, and one of my poems is in it. It comes out 10 times a year, and I often get little poems in. They're not world important poems. They're often silly little poems, sort of tongue-in-cheek poems. This one, the one that I saw today, has just been published. It is about me sitting in Chatswood Mall looking at the legs of young girls walking by. But I wrote a little.
that one.
I wrote a little poem about it. Now, it's suited me.
Quite a show. Why not?
Is it? So, I mean, poetry doesn't have to be all terribly serious all the time. Some of my poems are serious.
Point taken.
Some of my poems are serious. Usually my love poems tend to be very serious. And they usually didn't have the effect I hoped for anyway. So.
Thank you so very much for being here tonight and for this little interview.
You're more than welcome.
You know what? I hope you're going to be for the next one here.